going to be pretty cold today, especially in the van, even with the sun out, I think. So I feel like today is the day that this bottle is going to empty out. And I really do like using that kiosk. It's a little bit cheaper than the other places around here, and it gives me a place to go that, you know, I'm not at 4 times in a week. So let's travel again. I am leaving work a little bit later than I usually do, and I forgot to ask if I could come in tonight, so I'm just going to come in tonight. My boss isn't going to be there to say okay or nay, so I'm just going to do that. I'm pretty sure it's going to be okay. We got new pads for my machine, and that's great, but for some reason it's throwing water. And I've tried a few different things, but that's why I'm leaving a little bit late today. Everything threw my whole schedule out of whack. Doesn't take much for me. So I'm really hoping to be able to go in and get kind of a redo to catch up. Windows fogged, but it is going to be a bright, clear day today, which means we should be able to hold up our 100% charge while I watch some movies. I didn't watch any yesterday. Cats were doing some things that were frustrating me yesterday. So I told them, it's like, here's your stuff, do your thing. We're not going to the front, and I'm going to sleep. And that's pretty much what I did. I'm at Lowe's. I want to check out their carpets and see if they have a larger size in here. This Lowe's is huge. Looks like they just remodeled it since the last time I've been in here. They've got like pickup lockers at the front and a whole different layout than I'm used to seeing. I think this is the one I already have. I really don't think I realized how big this Lowe's was. This thing is ginormous compared to one of the other Lowe's I went to. I'm looking for that metal trim stuff that's like door or floor trim, but I can't remember the name of it. Basically to go on the edge of that wood I put down for the carpet. Alright, that one is a big spot. I saw some wood that I'm interested in for building that table, hopefully sooner rather than later. And then gonna do some measuring. I don't know if I really saw anything carpeting wise that was different from what I had. Lowe's is still a little more expensive on a lot of the stuff I look at than Home Depot. All right, back in the van. Yeah, if money weren't an issue. This side of town has some good food spots, and some that I didn't even know they had. Apparently they have a Western Sizzling. It's been a long time. I don't even recall it really since I've had Western Sizzling. But there's also a Logan Steakhouse, which I do love a Logan Steakhouse. But we are going to cook the last of that ham in the van, I think. But I need to go to this Walmart over here because I have an upload I need to get done, and it didn't upload at work, so let's go. It does look like it's going to be a nice bright day. It's going to be a cold one. But over here, not as cold as I thought. I mean, it's going to be in the 40s. But the van feels like, you know, usually about 10 degrees hotter when the sun hits it. And it's going to be a clear day. So I'm hoping to feel something like 50. I'm going to let the cats come up to the cab. Maybe the extra sun will get them a little less stir crazy the way they've been acting. But I'm going to go into work tonight. So we're still doing consecutive nights. The boss man will be in on Tuesday. He might say something, he might not. If not, then basically I should be working consecutively all of this week as well. I'm trying to do it to the end of the month because I was talking with some other employees, and the issue that we have is basically, well, the issue that I have is basically February 1st starts the new fiscal year for my Walmart. There's a lot of, we just had those inspections this week. Apparently corporate's coming down sometime this month. And there's some, you know, gossip and some scuttlebutt about what that might be about. None of the gossip and scuttlebutt is a good outcome. So I think, to be on the safe side, I'm going to go ahead and grab these hours. I feel like once the inventory's done, which is sometime next month, I feel like that's when they're going to tell you can't get any more overtime. And since I'm listed as part-time, that's a minimum of 3, maximum of 4, which means they might put me back to that 3-a-day schedule. And if that's the case, then I want to make as much as I can while I can, because I need to make money, and it's wearing me down, don't get me wrong, but I need to make money for what I hope to get started in May. And 3 days a week is not going to cut it. So, all right, we are at Wally World, which is a good thing because I need to use the facilities anyway. All right, I'm back. I perused their DVDs just to see if there's something interesting to watch, because I wouldn't mind watching something, but I don't want to pay the prices of the new releases, and well, the stuff they had just wasn't anything to interest me. Not that I really need to spend the money. And then I've been checking out those antennas, because especially like at lunchtime when I'm sitting in the van with the cats, I wouldn't mind just be able to turn my TV on and just have something on and not be, you know, not be looking at my phone and stuff like that. Just have a screen on in the background while I'm doing stuff, even when I'm editing. The smallest one they have, which is this cool one that kind of adhesives on, like has little stickers. So I think it would, my idea is it would stick to the middle of the van. Maybe the van would conduct as even a larger antenna, but it says it's got a 25-mile range to the nearest TV tower. Now, when I'm over where my job is, I'm not that far from, because it's downtown Birmingham, so I'm not that far from where at least one of the big towers is, because when I did food deliveries, I used to deliver up on the hill there, right next to Vulcan. So I need to see how far a lot of the TV station antennas are from where I'm at, and then see what kind of antenna I need. And I also need to double check and make sure this flat panel I got in the back has a coax. I'm not sure if it has a coax slot. All these things show coax. I assume it does. What I did get was, I wanted a candy bar. I wanted one at work too, but I told myself if I held out, I was going to get myself a nice candy bar. So I got one of those Tony's candy bars, and this one is the everything bar. They have all kinds of flavors. They have white chocolate, regular, they got almonds, honey, all this stuff, but this one says it has milk chocolate with caramel, almonds, pretzel, nougat, and sea salt. So I'm looking forward to having that later after I've made my meal, because I'm getting hungry. But we have a hot dog roller in our break room at work, so the crew before us had made hot dogs and offered me a couple of hot dogs, so I ate those. Then my boss went to make hot dogs and offered me some, which I actually turned down because I told him I just had a couple and I could eat more, but I'm more of a beef hot dog guy and not these regular hot dogs. I don't know, it's just something that I developed as I got older. I love a beef hot dog, and it would give me more heartburn. So I got myself a little ramen noodle bowl. It was a Nissan Thai coconut curry ramen. After my discount, it was only $1.98 for the bowl, And we have that water cooler with the hot water setting, so you just push the button. So I took that out with me and ate that in the van, like you've seen me do before. So I'm not starving like I usually am by the time I get off work, because I basically have had 2 hot dogs at the beginning of my shift last night, which is like 10 o'clock at night, and then I had my noodles at about 3 in the morning, but it's almost 9 o'clock now, so I am starting to get hungry. So it'll be about 10 o'clock by the time my food's cooked and ready, I'm sure. I am going to park here today. That gives me a little bit of sun. Man, my brakes. I think it's when I turn, I actually think it's my brakes when I turn, which I would basically say the gearbox is the culprit, where, you know, my tires aren't entirely lined up. I've had my ball joints done, but there's no point in doing my ball joints until I get the gearbox and arms done. And that's at least $1,300. And I got other things I need to take care of. All right, I'm getting ready to go to the back. It is a nice sunny day, so I think I am gonna let the cats come to the front. It's not a hot day, but they deserve to come out and enjoy themselves a little bit. That's the blue Rhino truck right there with fresh deliveries. Oh yeah. We'll see how long this thing lasts here for us, though. Oh yeah, that's better. All right, a little smoky as usual, but there she is. I trimmed the ham this time, so I got a little bit of cheese there. There's the ham. And this is toasted sourdough, toasted in butter. Little taste test action. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, and my propane just ran out. So coming over to this Walmart, where our kiosk that we like to use is panning out for us. So cats have been in the cab. They didn't like it when I started the engine and told them I had to pull out, because I'm just going to pull up here and swap out the propane tanks real quick. Hopefully, I saw the blue Rhino guy, so hopefully that meant that, you know, he's ready to that he refilled the whole thing, and it's still got some. Here we go. Let's get this propane handled. All right. Let's do this. This is the old tank here. Yeah, it weighs almost nothing, so we're good. Close this door. We still have cats. Oh yeah, that's all fresh blue Rhino propane tanks. That's what we want.
Select credit card, store code. Select an option below, exchange. 19. Do you have your empty tank with you and ready to exchange? Please swipe, tap, or insert. Processing. Insert empty tank in door A3 and close door completely. Close door completely. Remove fresh tank from door A1.
A1.
Close door completely. for choosing Blue Rhino. Would you like an email receipt? You were charged $21.91.
All right, so now we put this in. She's in. Pull that off. Yeah. Hook this bad boy up. That's a kind of corroded top tank there. That first tank we ever got was brand new looking, but this one, oof. Now we're going to open the valve. Well, we went from red to green, so that's good. It's a little cold, so I think it'll move up a little bit more as it gets warmer. Alright. And this stops prying eyes. Ignore the cat hair, ignore the cat hair. That right there made it not a wasted trip, so that's nice. Let's go get parked where we were. Then we can say okay to the kitties coming to the front. All right, we're back. This back across the front just so there's less prying eyes when cars drive by. We're kind of facing outward so no one's really looking this way. All right, I'll see you in the back. Looks like we're back in business, everyone. There we go. Now we got a full bottle of propane. This is our third bottle we've had for this winter. Not bad. So 60 bucks since November, I think. And back to where I left off. Getting ready for the next episode of Supernatural. For some reason, Waddles is deciding to stay in the back right now. He was laying up front until we pulled out. Bemo's eating some more of the wet cat food I gave them. Yeah, I think Grayble's under the bed, so I guess nobody's in the cab right now. Good evening, everyone. Just made a mad dash to the Walmart I work at. I gotta be at work in about 15 minutes, so not too bad. I'm already dressed for work. I just gotta take my Crocs off and switch out to my socks and steel toes, which is what I'm doing right now. It's not as fast as I should. I slept like a log when I fell asleep. And I think I fell asleep kind of early. I started waking up a little bit when 3 of the cats laid on me. I ran the heater during the day until I was ready to go to sleep, and I turned it off. It actually was so warm back there when I was trying to sleep that I turned my fan portion of my mini split on. And let me tell you, I slept like a log. Today's Martin Luther King Day. And I guess everyone's doing other things because even this Walmart's quiet. Like, there's cars here, but everything's quiet. Like, there's not engines running or anything. It's just quiet. So there was no noise at that Walmart I was at. And that one's always noisy because it's kind of where a lot of, squatty pickup truck people and stuff are. So they usually do some little, exhibition stuff in the parking lot where they rev their engines and squeal their tires and things. None of that I know of You know, I could have been sleeping so hard I slept through it. But even when I woke up, it was quiet. I didn't hear employees hollering across to each other when they're getting off work. It was just a very quiet time. So it felt good. I turned the heater on, I think around 8 o'clock, just to get the chill out of the air. The van was actually very comfortable. And I guess that's when I slept so hard that I slept through my alarm, I guess. I didn't even hear my alarm. So I didn't expect to make a mad dash here. I actually thought I might even go into my gym and take a shower before work today, but that did not happen. But we got our propane, which is the reason to go on that side of town. I feel like I ate pretty good. I am worn out. Today is the day I'm feeling worn out, though. I think it's because yesterday kind of messed up my schedule because they wanted to put the new pads on my rig, and now the squeegee's not working right, so it's throwing water, which is something that's been on my mind today as far as how I'm going to fix that. Or it's going to leave water streaks, and when the day shift comes in, they don't care about the excuse. They want to know why, you know, there's white marks from the water drying on the floor and things like that. So probably a little mentally fatigued today, just because it wears on your mind. You know, I'm getting worn out. It wears on your mind. But I had a good day, and I hope that you did as well. And until next time, this is your old pal, Hannibal the Vanable, signing off.